over all these years, like all these images of Allen Ginsberg have been put back at you from all, from the world's media.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, like, how you find Allen, or how do you in there?
There is none. Naturally. All the constituents of being are transitory, according to Heraclitus. You can't step in the same Allen twice. Can't step in the same river twice. So the question is, what is one's identity? What is one's fixed identity? I'm a Jew, or I'm Jewish. I'm a Buddhist. I'm a poet. I'm gay. I'm from New Jersey. I'm a student of Williams. I was a friend of Kerouac. My father bore me, named Louis. My mother was crazy, named Naomi. I went to Columbia. So I'm a Columbia alumnus, or I'm American, or I'm a New Yorker, or a Lower East Sider, or a Manhattanese, or a planetarian. So which is real? Well, they all are aspects of whatever me is, or whatever you are. Because everybody has their own myriad labels, myriad identities, and there is no need to fixate on any single one, except the one that you're working with most, so I would say poet. When I died, love, when I died, I wearied in an endless maze. It's because I wearied in an endless maze. I don't know how to stretch it out.
That was just fine. Just wait before you go into it. Before you get there.
Before I hit which?
Dead man.
I hope so. I know that. I've got to try it again. My time isn't that good. When I died, love, when I died, I wearied in an endless maze that men have walked for centuries.
Just do it.
Okay.
This feels real good.
Okay, because my time here is irregular, because it's irregular.
If you're more comfortable doing it alone, then you won't have to worry about it. You shouldn't have to be worried about whether
Yeah.
you keep up with you or not. But I can certainly try to follow you.
I'll try and follow and see how it works. I'll just go on ahead and change when I change, okay?
Good.
Okay, then I'll start there again. When I died, love, when I died, I wearied in an endless maze that men have walked for centuries, as endless as the gate was wide. It's not regular, I better do it alone. When I died, love, when I died, my heart was broken in your care. I never suffered love so fair as now I suffer and abide. When I died, love, when I died. When I died, love, when I died, I wearied on an endless maze that men have walked for centuries, as endless as the gate was wide. When I died, love, when I died. When I died, love, when I died, there was a war in the upper air. All that happens, happens there. There was an angel at my side. When I died, love, when I died. What we'll do is begin with a short set of songs, some duet, some a cappella, ones we didn't have time to rehearse. I wasn't a good enough musician to figure out how to tell them what to do. But this is one we actually got down. Do the meditation rock. This is instructions for Buddhist samatha vipassana sitting practice of meditation. And it's quite accurate, actually. Those of you who are Dharma students and know sitting practice will recognize it. You might go too fast to pick up the instructions, but there's a book called Meditation in Action by Chögyam Trungpa Rinpoche, which gives complete instructions according to this method for Tibetan-style sitting, or Beginner's Mind, Zen Mind by Suzuki Roshi, Weatherhill Press, which are further instructions, or if you want to check out the instructions here, it's in a book called White Shroud, Poems 1980-85. If you want to learn how to meditate, I'll tell you now, 'cause it's never too late. I'll tell you how, 'cause I can't wait. It's just that great that it's never too late. If you are an old fraud like me, or a llama who lives in eternity, the first thing you do when you meditate is keep your spine, your backbone straight. Sit yourself down on a pillow on the ground, or sit in a chair if the ground isn't there. If the ground isn't there, if the ground isn't there, sit where you are if the ground isn't there. Do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation. Learn a little patience and generosity. I fought the Dharma and the Dharma won. Follow your breath out, open your eyes. Sit there steady and sit there wise. Follow your breath right out of your nose. Follow it out as far as it goes. Follow your breath, but don't hang on to the thought of your death in old Saigon. Follow your breath when thought forms rise. Whatever you think, it's a big surprise. It's a big surprise, it's a big surprise. Whatever you think, it's a big surprise. Do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation. Learn a little patience and generosity. Generosity, generosity, generosity. Yeah, generosity. All you've got to do is to imitate. You're sitting meditating and you're never too late. When thoughts catch up but your breath goes on, forget what you thought about Uncle Don. Uncle Don, Uncle Don, Charlie Chaplin, Uncle Don. You don't have to drop your nuclear bomb. If you see a vision come, say hello, goodbye. Play it dumb with an empty eye. If you want a Holocaust, you can recall your mind. It just went past with the western wind. Do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation. Learn a little patience and generosity, 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 generosity. Yeah, generosity, 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 generosity. Yeah, generosity. See apocalypse in a long red car or a flying saucer. Sit where you are. If you feel a little bliss, don't worry about that. Give your wife a kiss when your tire goes flat. When your tire goes flat, when your tire goes flat. Keep your heart on under your hat. If you can't think straight and you don't know who to call, it's never too late to do nothing at all. Do nothing at all, do nothing at all. It's never too late to do nothing at all. Do the meditation, follow your breath, so your body and your mind get together for a rest. Get together for a rest, get together for a rest. Relax your mind, get together for a rest. Get together for a rest, get together for a rest. Relax your mind, get together for a rest. Do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation. Learn a little patience and generosity, 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 generosity. Yeah! Generosity. Sit for an hour or a minute every day. You can tell the superpower to sit the same way. You can tell the superpower to watch it, to wait, and to stop and meditate. And never too late, no, never too late. It's never too late to tell the superpower to sit and meditate. No, it's never too late. It's never too late to tell the superpower to stop and meditate. Do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation, do the meditation. Get yourself together, lots of energy and generosity, generosity, generosity. Yeah, generosity, 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 generosity. Yeah, generosity.
When you got involved with Buddhism, I mean, it seems that one of the prophecy is like a Judeo-Christian obsession, urge.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem that in Buddhism there's a role for prophecy.
Oh, yeah, there is. At least in Tibetan Buddhism, there's a prajna which penetrates through everything, consisting in realization of the real nature of things and simultaneous the void nature of things. And so you can case any joint, past, present, and future, any dream or any real situation by realizing its transitoriness, and that relieves some of the fixation and gives you a kind of cut into it. The understanding of the shunyata aspect of things, the emptiness aspect, meaning the transitory aspect, which gives almost everything its sacred quality, that is the vanishing of the moment, but also the vanishing aspect, the emptiness. So that gives you a funny kind of prophetical sharpness. But I always saw prophecy not as divine inspiration, but as, "Fool," said the muse, "look in your heart and write." In other words, reflecting with candor your own first thoughts will turn out to be accurate for other people's primordial reactions and waken their own recognition. And that seems to be like prophecy, but it's really just simple-minded, being too dumb to do anything except say what you were thinking about. I drove out to the airport on a blue sunny day, smog brown over Denver, horizon dun gray. Look down on Missouri, vast river bend south, Dakota sky brilliant, cigarette in my mouth. I've had many lovers over half century. I have a new boyfriend, 19 years he loves me, but I can't get it up, too timid and shy, growing old in my heaven, singing blues in the sky. Nothing here to complain of, white clouds in the sun, peace in my heart, empty sky everyone. But earth I look down on turns round misery. Green dollars fat with the war industry. Mankind's great delusions scrape sky with red rage. Build bombs out of atoms to blast out the words on this page. Majestical jailhouse, our joys in the cage. Hearts full of hatred will outlast my old age. My mother has perished, my father's long dead. I have a sweet brother, heal the pain in his head. I'm going to the Apple to eat with my friends while the radio chatters what the president intends. Down there, Mississippi, Minneapolis near, farms and green comforts of the northern hemisphere, while Earth's 100 millions chew miserable clay. Old African kingdoms starve this century. I'll read in the papers more deaths in Iran. Yahweh rules Israel, tanks were in Afghanistan. Martial law ruled Gdansk, and the old Vietnam War murders Indians in Guatemala and burns down El Salvador. London and Belfast, Los Angeles and Prague, Tel Aviv and Moscow sit in their smog. Phnom Penh's red ruin was Washington's pride. Hanoi hates Peking, where the god Mao has died. I'm alone in the sky, where there's nothing to lose. The sun's not eternal, that's why there's the blues. Majestical jailhouse, our joys in the cage. Hearts full of hatred will outlast my old age. Turned round in the sunset, over Manhattan Isle. Newark was my birthplace, under the wings for a while. Green gas tanks of Kearney, smog brown in the sky. 7 million black men and white live here and die. Come down over Harlem, red buildings stand still. Dusk light gleams their windows, wheels bound on the landfill. Sky streaked with jet streams, black clouds in the west. In the lower east side, I'll go take my rest. I'm alone in the sky, where there's nothing to lose. The sun's not eternal, that's why there's the blues. Majestical jailhouse, our joys in a cage. Hearts full of hatred will outlast my old age. How many here know the old Communist Internationale?
Yeah.
Hardly anybody. How many actually do? Nobody hardly, huh? Well, I better sing it because I got a variation on it. Arise, ye prisoners of starvation. Arise, ye wretched of the earth. For justice thunders condemnation. A better world's in birth. Dum, da, da, da. No more the prisoner's chains shall bind us. No more the work, no more the woe. The earth shall rise on new foundations. We have been naught, we shall be all. Bum, ba-da-da. 'Tis the final conflict. Let each stand in his place. The International Soviet shall be the human race. Bum, ba-da-da. So that's what was sung in the 30s by my mother and the rest of the left wing. So this is a Buddhist version. So it's the 5th International then. Arise, ye prisoners of your mindset. Arise, neurotics of the earth. For insight thunders liberation. A sacred world's in birth. Dum, da, da, da. No more attachments, chains shall bind us. Mind's aggression, no more rules. The earth shall rise on new foundations. We have been jerks, we shall be fools. 'Tis the path of accumulation. Let each sit in his place. The International Crazy Wisdom School shall affect the human race. Bum, ba-da-da.
Has poetry ever worked against you? Like, have you ever felt that poetry was holding you back?
No, I felt I was holding poetry back. You know, that I wasn't giving enough, or I wasn't spending enough time, or giving enough attention, or taking the long, leisurely, doing nothing, hours and days and months to wait for inspiration and react when I have a thing to do. Poetry, in a way, is a form of meditation that slows me down and makes me come back to myself.
I mean, it seems like your poems have changed a great deal over the years,
I hope so. After you can't grow old without changing. You know, I lost my hair, lost half my teeth, had a gallbladder operation. My body's changed, my mind changes, and I hope my poetry changes. I wish I could get it up in a like ecstatic way more than I do recently. But every 5 years there's some paroxysm of energetic, prophetic feeling. Last was, I'd say, well, 1978, White Shroud. 1978, Plutonian Ode, which is a big oratorical breath piece. Then 1983, White Shroud, the long poem. And I'm waiting.
Do you feel responsible?
Rarely, rarely comest thou, spirit of delight.
I mean, do you feel like responsible as a poet for...
No, it comes and goes. I learned very early not to worry about whether I was getting inspired or whether I was writing enough. That over the course of time, you know, I think I was dried out, I think nothing would happen, and then something would happen, I'd write again. And so I let it happen rather than force it. I keep thinking maybe I should try and force it by like having a regimen, getting up at 7 in the morning, taking a bath, eating, jacking off, going to my desk, and then waiting there for an inspiration, or not jacking off, or waiting till afterward or something. You know, I have a routine, but I never do because I never know when I'm going to get up. I never know when I go to bed. And it's kind of sloppy.
Well, I mean, do you feel
But
responsible?
I've had a lot of conflict between get up in the morning and read and write and do poetry, or get up in the morning and do nothing, meditate. That's been somewhat of a conflict in the sense of, I get up with characteristic feeling of total failure, hemmed in, gridlocked by a million things, 100 things I'm supposed to do, and then get either so anxious about it that the only way out is to sit and meditate, or the only way out is sit and write it down in the form of an anxiety poem. May Days, 1988. As I cross my kitchen floor, the thought of death appears. Day after day, as I wake and drink lemon juice and hot water, brush my teeth and blow my nose, stand at toilet, a yellow stream issuing from my body, look out curtain windows, across the street, Mary Help Christians RC Church. How many years empty the garbage pail, carry black plastic bags to the sidewalk before I boil the last soft egg? Day after day, glance my altar, sitting, pillow, a sidelong look and sigh. Past bookcases, Greek lyrics, unread, and volumes of military-industrial secrecy. How many mornings out the window, springtime's gray clouds drift over a wooden owl set up on the rectory roof. Pigeons flutter off the street lamp to an iron fence. I return to kitchen oatmeal cooking in an iron pot, sit in a wooden chair, choose a soup spoon, dreaming out the window, eat my gruel as ailanthus trees bud and grow thick green. Seaweed in rainy Atlantis lose their leaves after snowfall, sit bare branched in January's rusty winds. Snap photographs focused on a clothesline, chimney courtyards a block away. How many years lie alone in bed and stroke my cock or read the Times on a pillow, midnight, answer telephone, talk to my stepmother or Joe in Washington, wait for a knock on the door? It's portly, Peter Orlovsky, sober, hesitant, inquiring supper, rarely visiting, rueful, a life gone by. You got the monthly rent? Armfuls of mid-morn mail arriving with despairing secretaries. Rise and tuck my shirt in, turn the door lock key, go down hallway stairs, enter New York City. Christine's Polish restaurant around East 12th Street corner on 1st Avenue. Taxi uptown to art museums or visit Dr. Brown. Chest x-rays, smoking cough or flu. Turn on the news from Palestine. Listen Lead Belly's lament on tape. Black Girl, Jim Crow Blues, Irene. And Sunday Puerto Ricans climb concrete steps week after week to church. Socks in the laundry. Snap on the kitchen light, midnight, icebox raid. Sun-dried tomatoes, soft Swiss cheese and ham, pineapple juice, Low rent control, $260 a month in mid-Manhattan Lower East Side. Clear Jim Seal sanded floors, white walls, Blake Tiger on the bedroom bookcase illustration. Cabs rattling on dark asphalt below. Silence, a solitary house. Charles Fourier's collected works on bedside table waiting inspection. Reading glasses ready with a neck string to hang on my breast if I rise. Switch light off. Pajamas in drawer for sleep. 80 volumes behind the headboard for browsing. Yiddish poetry. Attila Joseph. Dasgupta's obscure religious cults of Bengal, Celine, De Vulgaria Eloquentia. What riches for old age, what cozy naps and long night's dreams, browsing in Persepolis and Lhasa. What more, ask existence, except time, more time, ripe time, and calm, and warless time to contemplate collapsing years. Though body, teeth and brain and elbow ache, a crooked creak at backbone bottom, dry nostrils, mottled ankle and smart tongue. How many years to talk, snap photos, sing in theaters, improvise in classroom, street, church and radio, far from Congress. How many more years, eyes closed at 9 a.m., wake worrying, that ulcer in my cheek is cancer? Should I have charged Burroughs' biographer for photos reprinted from 40 years ago? Miles, the editor's stylistic competence is okay for a literary history of the beat generation. Should I rise and meditate or sleep in daylight, recuperate flu? Phone ringing an hour ago. What's on the answering machine? Give back my advances to Harper's? Who promised deadlines for this 12 Trees photo book? Wasn't I up 2 a.m. revising poems? Spontaneous verse? Take a plane to Greenland. Visit Dublin? Pen Club meet May 17th. Decision on Israeli censorship of Arabic press protests. Call Cynthia Ozick, Yiddish translator, poetess, Zionist, Yenta. Right concentration camp expert moralist, Eli Wiesel. What's his word? Quote, Arabs should throw words, not stones. Is that quote accurate from the Times? Should I get up right now, cross-legged scribbling journals with motor roar downstairs in the street, stolen autos doctored at the curb, or pull the covers over achy bones? How many years awake or sleepy? How many mornings to be or not to be? How many morning Mays to come? Birds chirp, mornings insistent on 6-story roofs. Buds rise in backyard cities. Forsythia yellow by brick walls and rusty bed springs near the fence. How many Sundays wake and lie immobile, eyes closed, remembering death? Get up at 7 a.m., spring sunlight out the window, the noise of the Eureka drunkard on the corner reminds me of Peter, my mother, Naomi, my nephew Alan. Am I mad myself? Have I always been so? Waking in New York, 61st year to realize, childless, I'm a motherless freak, like so many millions. Worlds from Patterson, Los Angeles to the Amazon, humans and whales screaming in despair from Empire State Building top to Arctic Ocean bottom. On anger, a short poem called Spot Anger. Gregory, when you get angry, you got two choices. Conk your friends on the head with words at the kitchen table, snarl by the taxi cab door, growl at the hotel toilet, or on national microphones, or to your closet girls Sid and Geest. You wouldn't do that to your own kid, Max Orpheus, or your virgin daughters. Only to your wife and your friends, daddies and uncles back to Eden. Why not? More subtle. Grab your anger by the wings and bag it in the garbage pail. Look around by the Venetian blind. It's only you in the universe's kitchen. A subtler wave of the hand. Patience. Say, I don't want this Saturn trip. No thanks. Thanks, how nice, but I'll not entertain Dr. Frankenstein till Monday at least. These pants don't fit. May I borrow your library card? Breathe your typhoonic tantrum in. Exhale a gentle breath of Corso out the kitchen window, wafting a springtime fairy feather slight, raising a big iron pipe to conk Mr. Temper Tantrum on his green bull noodle and fly off over Manhattan, weaving silver laughter round skyscraper spires. This is called Cosmopolitan Greetings, which was the title of a theater piece put on in Hamburg by Robert Wilson last June. Occasion was a message to the Struga Festival Golden Wreath Laureates and International Bards 1986 summer, where I was invited to get a golden wreath, actually, given out every year to one poet or another. And I was asked to send a message in advance. So thinking of Eastern European conditions, this fits both that. So it's a little ars poetica and a little political troublemaking. Thinking actually of the Solidarność getting allied with the Catholic Church, which is a kind of embarrassment also. So, one-liners. Stand up against governments, against God. Stay irresponsible. Say only what we know and imagine. Absolutes are coercion. Change is absolute. Ordinary mind includes eternal perceptions. Observe what's vivid. Notice what you notice. Catch yourself thinking. Vividness is self-selecting. If we don't show anyone, we're free to write anything. Remember the future. Freedom costs little in the USA. Advise only myself. Don't drink yourself to death. Two molecules clanking against each other require an observer to become scientific data. The measuring instrument determines the appearance of the phenomenal world after Einstein. Therefore, the universe is subjective. Therefore, Walt Whitman celebrated person. We are observer, measuring instrument, I, subject, person. Universe is person. Inside skull, vast as outside skull. What's in between thought forms? Mind is outer space. What do we say to ourselves in the dark in bed at night, making no sound? Asked Charles Reznikoff. First thought, best thought, said Chogyam Trungpa. If the mind is shapely, the art will be shapely, said Jack Kerouac. Mind is shapely, comma, art is shapely, said Allen Ginsberg. Maximum information, minimum number of syllables. Syntax condensed, sound is solid. Intense fragments of spoken idiom, best. Move with rhythm, roll with vowels. Consonants around vowels make sense. Savor vowels, appreciate consonants. Subject is known by what she sees. Others can measure their vision by what we see. Candor ends paranoia. The key phrase for the method I use is, quote, catch yourself thinking, unquote, which is an Americanism. In other words, you don't try and think up something, you remember you just thought something. And then if it's interesting, then you can write it down. So everything written down is natural. In other words, you're not trying to make up an arty thing. You're not trying to put on the dog. What we are trying to do is remember your own mind. Or as Trungpa said, writing is writing your mind. But the method of writing your mind is to catch yourself thinking. Then there's the question, well, is every thought interesting? No, it isn't, but the ones that you catch yourself thinking generally are. When you wake up and notice one, and then the question is, well, how do you select among the thoughts? Which are the most vivid to write down? And the answer to that is the slogan, vividness is self-selecting. What's vivid is vivid, and what isn't vivid. So if it's vivid enough to remember, you write it down. And the other slogan that would go with that is to notice what you notice, which is the same as catch yourself thinking. What I'm going to do is read chronologically poems that are familiar to those of you who are familiar with my poetry. At the suggestion of Louis MacAdams, who was a poet who's here. So this begins with 1955, and I'll read forward to, I guess, the 80s. A supermarket in California. Yeah. All right. What thoughts I have of you tonight Walt Whitman, for I walked down the side streets under the trees with a headache, self-conscious, looking at the full moon. In my hungry fatigue and shopping for images, I went into the neon fruit supermarket, dreaming of your enumerations. What peaches and what penumbras, whole families shopping at night, aisles full of husbands, wives in the avocados, babies in the tomatoes, and you, Garcia Lorca, what were you doing down by the watermelons? I saw you, Walt Whitman, childless, lonely old grubber, poking among the meats in the refrigerator and eyeing the grocery boys. I heard you asking questions of each. Who killed the pork chops? What price Honduran, Nicaraguan bananas? Are you my angel? I wandered in and out of the brilliant stacks of cans following you, and followed in my imagination by the store detective. We strode down the open corridors together in our solitary, fancy-tasting artichokes, possessing every frozen delicacy, and never passing the cashier. Where are we going, Walt Whitman? The doors close in an hour. Which way does your beard point tonight? I touch your book and dream of our odyssey in the supermarket and feel absurd. Will we walk all night through solitary streets? The trees add shade to shade. Lights out in the houses. We'll both be lonely. Will we stroll dreaming of the lost America of love past blue automobiles and driveways, home to our silent cottage? Ah, dear Father Graybeard, lonely old courage teacher, what America did you have when Sharon quit poling his ferry and you got out on a smoking bank and stood watching the boat disappear on the black waters of Lethe? A poem which I hope is by now obsolete, kind of a time capsule from the early days of the Cold War, or mid-days of the Cold War, America. With perestroika, actually this might be passé, fortunately. It's a wise prophet who will write a prophecy that'll end his prophecy. It'll make it obsolete. America. America, I've given you all, and now I'm nothing. America, $2.27, January 17th, 1956. I can't stand my own mind. America, when'll we end the human wars? Go fuck yourself with your atom bomb. I don't feel good. Don't bother me. I won't write my poem till I'm in my right mind. America, when will you be angelic? When will you take off your clothes? When will you look at yourself through the grave? When will you be worthy of your million Trotskyites? America, why are your libraries full of tears? America, when do you send your eggs to India? I'm sick of your insane demands. When can I go in the supermarket and buy what I need with my good looks? America, after all, it is you and I who are perfect, not the next world. America, you made me want to be a saint. Your machinery is too much for me. There must be some other way to settle this argument. I don't want to be a saint. You gotta get crucified. Burroughs is in Tangiers right now writing Naked Lunch. I don't think he'll come back. It's sinister. Are you being sinister, or is this some form of practical joke? I'm trying to get to the point. I refuse to give up my obsession. America, stop pushing. I know what I'm doing. America, the plum blossoms are falling. I haven't read the newspaper for months. Every day somebody goes on trial for murder. America, I feel sentimental about the international Wakers of the world. They used to call them the Wobblies back before World War II. America, I used to be a communist when I was a kid. I'm not sorry. I smoke marijuana every chance I get. I sit in my house for days on end, zonked on peyote, and stare at the roses in the closet. Whenever I go to Chinatown, I get drunk and I never get laid. My mind is made up. There's going to be trouble. You should have seen me reading Karl Marx. My psychoanalyst thinks I'm perfectly right. I won't say your Lord's Prayer nor the Ayatollah's. I have mystical visions and cosmic vibrations. America, I still haven't told you what you did to my Uncle Max after he came back over here from Russia. I'm addressing you. Are you going to let your emotional life be run by Time magazine? I'm obsessed by Time magazine. I read it every week. Its cover stares at me every time I slink past the corner candy store. I read it in the basement of the Berkeley Public Library. It's always telling me about responsibility. Businessmen are serious. Movie producers are serious. Old movie actors, very serious. Everybody's serious but me. It occurs to me that I am America. I'm talking to myself again. Asia is rising against me. I haven't got a Chinaman's chance. I'd better consider my national resources. My national resources consist of 2 joints of marijuana, millions of genitals, an unpublishable private literature that jet planes 1,400 miles an hour, and 25,000 mental institutions. I say nothing about my prisons, nor the millions of underprivileged who live in my flower pots under the light of 500 nuclear suns. I've abolished the whorehouses of France. Tangiers is the next to go. My ambition is to be president, despite the fact that I'm a Catholic. America, how can I write a holy litany in your silly mood? I'll continue like Henry Ford. My strokes are as individual as his automobiles. More so. They're all different sexes. America, I'll sell you verse forms, 2,500 apiece, 500 down on your old verse form. America, free Tom Mooney. America, save the Chicago 7 or the Spanish Loyalists. America, Sacco and Vanzetti must not die. America, I am the Scottsboro Boys. America, when I was 7, Mama took me to communist cell meetings. They told us garbanzos, chickpeas, a handful of ticket cost a nickel, and the speeches were free. Everybody was angelic and sentimental about the workers. It was also sincere. You have no idea what a good thing the party was in 1835. Scott Nearing was a grand old man, a real mensch. He grew up and went off to Maine and took honey out of the trees. Mother Blur, the Patterson, New Jersey silk strikers, Evika Viblica, made me cry. I once saw the Yiddish orator Israel Apter playing. Everybody must have been a spy. America, you don't really want to go to war. America, them bad Russians. Them Russians. Them Russians. And them Chinamen. And them Russians. The Russia's power mad. She wants to eat us alive. She wants to take our cars from out our garages. Her wants our auto plants in Siberia. Her wants our Central American banana republics. Her needs a Red Reader's Digest. She can't have our Honduras and our Nicaragua. We sent the Marines down there 50, 100 years ago. They're ours. She can't have them. Her wants our auto plants in Siberia, like I said. Him big bureaucracy running our filling station. Her wants to grab Chicago. That no good. Ugh. Him make Indians learn read. Him need big black niggers. Her make us all work 16 hours a day. Help! America, this is quite serious. America, this is the impression I get from looking into television sets. America, is this correct? I better get right down to the job. It's true, I don't want to join the army or turn lathes in precision parts factories. I'm nearsighted and psychopathic anyway. America, I'm putting my queer shoulder to the wheel. Sunflower Sutra. I walked on the banks of the tin-can banana dock and sat down under the huge shade of the Southern Pacific locomotive to look at the sunset over the Box House Hills and cry. Jack Kerouac sat beside me on a busted, rusty iron pole. Companion, we thought the same thoughts of the soul, bleak and blue and sad-eyed, surrounded by gnarled steel roots of trees of machinery. The oily water on the river mirrored the red sky. Sun sank on top of final Frisco peaks. No fish in that stream, no hermit in those mounts, just ourselves, roomy-eyed and hung over like old bums on the riverbank, tired and wily. Look at the sunflower, he said. There was a dead gray shadow against the sky, big as a man, sitting dry on top of a pile of ancient sawdust. I rushed up enchanted. It was my first sunflower. Memories of Blake My visions, Harlem and hells of the eastern rivers, bridges clanking, Joe's greasy sandwiches, dead baby carriages, black treadless tires forgotten and unretreaded, the poem of the riverbank, condoms and pots, steel knives, nothing stainless, only the dank muck and the razor-sharp artifacts passing into the past, and the gray sunflower poised against the sunset, crackly, bleak and dusty with the smut and smog and smoke of olden locomotives in its eye, corolla of bleary spikes pushed down and broken like a battered crown, seeds fallen out of its face, soon to be toothless mouth of sunny air, sun rays obliterated on its hairy head like a dried wire spiderweb, leaves stuck out like arms out of the stem, gestures from the sawdust root, broke pieces of plaster fallen out of the black twigs, a dead fly in its ear, unholy, battered old thing you were, my sunflower, oh my soul, I loved you then. The grime was no man's grime, but death and human locomotives. All that dress of dust, that veil of darkened railroad skin, that smog of cheek, that eyelid of black misery, that sooty hand or phallus or protuberance of artificial worse than dirt, industrial, modern, all that civilization spotting your crazy golden crown, and those blear thoughts of death and dusty, loveless eyes and ends and withered roots below, in the home pile of sand and sawdust, rubber dollar bills, skin of machinery, the guts and innards of the weeping, coughing car, the empty, lonely tin cans with their rusty tongues, alack, what more could I name? The smoked ashes of some cock cigar, the cunts of wheelbarrows and the milky breaths of cars, worn out asses out of chairs and sphincters of dynamos. Oh, these entangled in your mummied roots, and you there, standing before me in the sunset, all your glory in your form. A perfect beauty of a sunflower, a perfect, excellent, lovely sunflower existence, a sweet, natural eye to the new, hip moon, woke up alive and excited, grasping in the sunset shadow, sunrise, monthly, golden breeze. How many flies buzzed round you, innocent of your grime, while you cursed the heavens of the railroad and your flower soul. Poor dead flower, when did you forget you were a flower? When did you look at your skin and decide you were an impotent, dirty old locomotive, the ghost of a locomotive, the specter and shade of a once powerful, mad American locomotive? You were never no locomotive, sunflower, you were a sunflower. And you, locomotive, you're a locomotive, forget-me-not. So I grabbed up the skeleton-thick sunflower and stood it at my side, struck like a scepter, and deliver my sermon to my soul, and Jack's soul too, and anyone who'll listen. We're not skin of grime, not dread, bleak, imageless, dusty locomotive. We're golden sunflowers inside, blessed by our own seed, and hairy, naked accomplishment bodies growing into mad, black, formal sunflowers in the sunset, spied on by our own eyes under the shadow of the mad locomotive riverbank, sunset, Frisco, hilly, tin can, evening, sit-down vision.
Do you think in words or in images or in forms?
Sometimes I think in the form, in the sense like see a picture of what the poem will be like on the page, square, like a sonnet, or like punk rock, your my big crybaby. I sort of envisioned that. Or the poem written in my dream by William Carlos Williams. I saw it in a dream and reproduced, and I remember the first couple of lines. 2 or 4 or 6 syllable couplets. So I saw that literally, visually, including the words for the first stanza, and then I skated on and made the rest, made up the rest. Sometimes I think in rhythm, like writing Kaddish, or how a lot of the vowels collected themselves around a forward pulsation of rhythm, and the consonants collected themselves around the vowels as I mouthed them in my body. You know, Moloch, whose eyes are 1,000 blind windows. So it's got to be followed by da-da, da-da, da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da, or some sequence of cadence. So I try to, that's intuitive, you know, like you make up as you go along, like a blowing, like saxophone. Moloch, whose skyscrapers stand in the long streets like endless Jehovah's. Moloch, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Moloch, whose factories dream and croak in the fog. Da-da-da-da-da. I don't know, Moloch, whose cities are crowned with smokestacks and antennae. So you can shift them around, but basically there's this pulsating cadence forward rhythm that's prior to the selection of the idea, picture, word, vowel, and consonant. I think probably it's the cadence first, the vowel next, a consonant or two scattered into there next, suggesting a word, suggesting a picture, suggesting how to fill the rest in.
Wow. That's what Olson said, out of rhythm comes image.
Really? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. Out of rhythm comes image, and out of image comes knowing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is too theoretical, if it's accurate, but Voznyansky once asked me, coming down the elevator in his house in Moscow, what language I think in, like you said. And being smart alecky, I said, well, Spanish sometimes, which I do. English. He said, I think in rhythm.
Huh.
You know, kala kala, you know, with Moscow bells.
Huh.
I think most poets do think somewhat in rhythm. Certainly Kerouac did. In fact, he would mouth syllables not knowing what they meant, like the mad road keening ahead in a seizure of tarpaulin power, which was one of his favorite lines, I think, from Visions of Cody. He may have put it in On the Road. And he didn't know what the word tarpaulin meant there until he realized a truck going along the road down Wasatch Mountains toward Salt Lake carrying pipes or something would have a tarpaulin wrapped around it. So in a seizure of tarpaulin power. But he really was interested in that. He told me, pointed that line out to me and said, when he wrote tarpaulin, he didn't know what it meant. So he was rolling ahead on the vowels, which was in that, again, another one of those slogans, move with rhythm, roll with vowels, or roll ahead with vowels. I'm good at rolling ahead with vowels. Poets that are not so interesting don't have that vowelic breath. See, I think I recognize a certain kind of great prophetic spiritual poet by the solidity of the vowels and the length of the breath. Spiritual in the sense of spiritus, meaning breathing in Latin. Spirit, the root of spirit is breathing. So a spiritual poet is a poet of unobstructed breath. And unobstructed breath would come through, like in Kerouac or Thomas Wolfe or Hart Crane or Shelley, in a series of great, long, assonantal vowels that brought the rhythm forward to a triumphant conclusion at the end of the stanza. Moving ahead to 1960, I'll read fragments of a longer poem called Kaddish. The end of the poem is skipping to the middle of a narrative section with a lyric interlude, and then a litany at the end. Kaddish is a poem about a narrative poem dealing with my mother, Naomi Ginsberg, who died in 1956. So this was written 4 years later, when I realized that while I'd been writing about best minds and madness, I had never actually focused on the particular details of my own life or my mother's, and the material which I actually knew best, which was my own family life. So I wrote a longer narrative. Howl was, so we might say, lyric, and a Kaddish, this poem, narrative. This is the preface to it. And it's the last moment, I remember, or a section from the preface, the conclusion of the preface, using the rhythms of the Hebrew Kaddish prayer. Kaddish meaning, Kaddish is the Hebrew ceremony for the dead, pronounced by a group of people who get together and repeat the Hebrew, Vishkadal, Vishkadas, Vishaleh, Vishalol, Shmein, Kusho, Briku. So the basic rhythm is the davening, Vishkadal, Vishkadas. So. And it's the last moment, I remember, when I see them all through myself now, though not you, I didn't foresee what you felt. What more hideous gape of bad mouth came to you? And were you prepared to go where? In that dark, in that God, a radiance, a Lord in the void, like an eye in the black cloud of a dream? Adonai, at last, with you, beyond my remembrance, incapable to guess, not merely the yellow skull in the grave, or a box of worm dust and a stained ribbon, death's head with halo. Can you believe it? Is it only the sun that shines once for the mind? Only the flash of existence? Then none ever was. Nothing beyond what we have, what you had. That's so pitiful. Yet triumph to have been here and changed, like a tree, broken, or flower, fed to the ground, but mad with its petals, colored, thinking great universe, shaken, cut in the head, leaf stripped, hid in an egg crate hospital, cloth wrapped, sore, freaked in the moon brain, naughtless, no flower like that flower, which knew itself in the garden, and fought the knife, lost, cut down by an idiot snowman's icy, even in the spring, strange ghost thought, some death, sharp icicle in his hand, crowned with old roses, a dog for his eyes, cock of a sweatshop, heart of electric irons, all the accumulations of life that wear us out, clocks, bodies, consciousness, shoes, breasts, begotten sons, your communism, paranoia, into hospitals. You once kicked Eleanor in the leg. She died of heart failure soon after. You, of stroke, asleep within a year, the two of you, sisters in death. Is Eleanor happy? Max grieves alive in an office on Lower Broadway. Lone, large mustache over midnight accountings. Not sure. His life passes as he sees. And what does he doubt now? Still dream of making money, or that might have made money. Hired nurse, had children, found even your immortality, Naomi. I'll see him soon. Now I got to cut through, to talk to you, as I didn't when you had a mouth. Forever. And we're bound for that, forever. Like Emily Dickinson's horses, headed to the end. They know the way, these steeds, run faster than we think. And it's our own life they cross and take with them. Magnificent, mourned no more, marred of heart, mind behind, married, dreamed, mortal, changed, ass and face, done with the murder. In the world, given, flower maddened, made no utopia, shut under pine, almed in earth, bound in loan, Jehovah, accept, nameless, one-faced, forever beyond me, beginningless, endless, Father in death. Though I am not here for this prophecy, I am unmarried, I'm hymnless, I'm heavenless, headless in blisshood, I would still adore thee, heaven after death, only one blessed in nothingness, not light or darkness, dayless eternity. Take this sum from me, burst from my hand in a day, some of my time, now given to nothing, to praise thee, but death, this is the end, the redemption from wilderness, way for the wanderer, how sought for all, black handkerchief washed clean by weeping, page beyond psalm, last change of mine and Naomi to God's perfect darkness, death, stay thy phantoms. 2 years, After a trip to Mexico, bleak in the flat plain near Brentwood, scrub brush and grass around the unused railroad train track to the crazy house, new brick 20-story building, lost on the vast lawns of Madtown on Long Island, huge cities of the moon. I went in, smelt funny, the halls again, up elevator, to a glass door on the woman's ward, to Naomi, 2 nurses, buxom, white. They let her out. Naomi stared. I gasped. She'd had a stroke. Too thin. Shrunk on her bones. Age come to Naomi, now broken into white hair, loose dress on her skeleton, face sunk, old, withered, cheek of chrome, one hand stiff, heaviness of 40s and menopause, reduced by one heart stroke, lame now, wrinkles, a scar on her head, the lobotomy, ruin, the hand dipping downward to death. Oh, Russian-faced, woman on the grass, your long black hair is crowned with flowers. The mandolin is on your knees. Communist beauty, sit here married in the summer among daisies, promised happiness at hand. Holy Mother, now you smile on your love. Your world is born anew. Children run naked in the fields, spotted with dandelions. They eat in a plum tree grove at the end of the meadow and find a cabin where a white-haired Negro teaches the mystery of his rain barrel. Blessed daughter, come to America. I long to hear your mother's voice again, your mother's music in the song of the natural front. Oh, glorious muse that bore me from the womb, gave suck first mystic life and taught me talk and music, from whose pained head I first took vision, tortured and beaten in the skull. What mad hallucinations of the damned that drive me out of my own skull to seek eternity till I find peace for thee. Oh, poetry, and for all humankind call on the origin, death, which is the mother of the universe. Now wear your nakedness forever, white flowers in your hair, your marriage sealed behind the sky. No revolution might destroy that maidenhood. Oh, beautiful garbo of my karma, all photographs from 1920 in Camp Nichtgedeiget here unchanged, with all the teachers from Newark, nor Eleanor be gone, nor Max await his specter, nor my father Louis retire from this high school. Oh, Mother, what have I left out? Oh, Mother, what have I forgotten? Oh, Mother, farewell with a long black shoe. Farewell with Communist Party in a broken stocking. Farewell with 6 dark hairs on the wen of your breast. Farewell with your old dress and a long black beard around the vagina. Farewell with your sagging belly, with your fear of Hitler, with your mouth of bad short stories, with your fingers of rotten mandolins, with your arms of fat Patterson porches, with your belly of strikes and smokestacks, with your chin of Trotsky and the Spanish Civil War, with your voice singing for the decaying, over-broken workers, with your nose of bad lay, with your nose of the smell of the pickles of Newark, with your eyes of Russia, with your eyes of no money, with your eyes of false China, with your eyes of Aunt Eleanor dying in an oxygen tent, with your eyes of starving India, with your eyes pissing in the park, with your eyes of America taking a fall, with your eyes of your failure at the piano, with your eyes of your relatives in Riverside, California, with your eyes of Ma Rainey dying in an ambulance, with your eyes of Czechoslovakia attacked by robots, with your eyes going to painting class at night in the Bronx, with your eyes of the killer grandma you see on the Babylonian horizon from the fire escape, with your eyes running naked out of the apartment, screaming into the hall, with your eyes being led away by policemen to an ambulance, with your eyes strapped down on the operating table, with your eyes with the pancreas removed, with your eyes of appendix operation, with your eyes of abortion, with your eyes of ovaries removed, with your eyes of shock, with your eyes of lobotomy, with your eyes of divorce, with your eyes of stroke, with your eyes alone, with your eyes, with your eyes, with your death full of flowers. Caw, 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 crows shriek in white sun over gravestones in Long Island. Lord, 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 Naomi, underneath this grass, my half-life and my own as hers. Caw, caw, my eye be buried in the same ground where I stand as angel. Lord, Lord, great eye that stares on all and moves in a black cloud. Caw, caw, strange cry of beings flung up into the sky over the waving trees. Lord, Lord, oh grinder of giant beyonds, my voice in a boundless field in Sheol. Caw, caw, the call of time rent out of foot and wing an instant in the universe. Lord, Lord, an echo in the sky, the wind through ragged leaves, the roar of memory. Caw, caw, all years my birth a dream. Caw, caw, the bus, New York, the broken shoe, the vast high school. Caw, caw, all visions of the Lord, Lord, Lord. Caw, 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 Lord, Lord, Lord. Caw, 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 Lord, Lord, Lord. Caw.
Do you think the deaths become more and more your theme as you've gotten older? I mean, you said,
I was writing Kaddish in 1960 when I was 34.
Yeah.
My own death zeroes in on the scene now more and more, as I realize I've got another 15, 20 years, and I've already gone through 62, and so it's that what's coming is shorter than what went.
So does that change what you do? How you be a poet?
I get more desperate, or more depressed, or whatever. I'm more exalted, whatever feeling I'm in. You know.
But I mean,
I did all this. Oh, I didn't do a fucking thing. It's all ashes. Or, well, at least I did that. Or, I won't do anything anymore ever as good as what I did before. Or, I'll do better. Or, no identity. It's just a lot of thoughts. So finally, I don't pay attention to my thoughts, unless they're pictures. If they're pictures, then they're workable. But if they're just worries, then they're just worries. Let them go, on a breath.
I mean, do you feel as you get older, like that it tends to solidify in terms of, like
the idea of death?
Not the idea of death. The idea of all the work you've done. I mean, you start to be weighed by.
It's empty. Guru. It is the moon that disappears. It is the stars that hide, not I. It's the city that vanishes. I stay with my forgotten shoes, my invisible stocking. It is the call of a bell. On Neil Cassidy's ashes. In 1968. Delicate eyes that blinked blue Rockies, all ash. Nipples, ribs I touched with my thumb, are ash. Mouth my tongue touched once or twice, all ash. Bony cheeks, soft on my belly, are cinder. Ash, earlobes and eyelids, youthful cock tip, curly pubis, breast warmth, man palm, high school thigh, baseball bicep arm, asshole annealed to silken skin, all ashes again.
You know, when I read about when you started out as a poet, like you had a sort of grand, I mean, to be the youthful labor leader.
A totally different idea.
Grand sense of it, and it doesn't seem like you have
that anymore.
Yeah, or maybe.
Well, I am already. So,
yeah, right.
So what are you going to do? Be another grand what? Grand panjandrum of selfhood.
Do you have ambitions still, or?
I'm trying to get rid of them.
But have you?
Yeah, I want to save the world. You know, I keep thinking there must be some mighty rhythm with the right words that would penetrate through all consciousness and wake Earth up to its terrific, non-transcendent living possibility of having a continuing destiny. Doesn't everybody have that?
Yeah.
I think everybody has that ambition.
Yeah.
Everybody, I did since I was a kid, you know, save the world, bodhisattva, or penetrate through the world with some great song, cry, mantra, or poem, like Shelley, you know, drive my dead thoughts over, like withered leaves, drive my dead thoughts like withered leaves over the universe to quicken a new birth, and by the incantation of this verse, scatter my words, ashes and sparks among mankind. I think that's sort of like the greatest poem of all, because it's the universal ambition, sort of the grand megalomaniacal, messianic, completely humble human ambition to do that.
It's probably good to have that ambition, because it's probably leads you to trying to do good.
Well, the question is, doesn't everybody have that one way or the other?
Yeah.
Or, you know, or is it just me? Or is it just ego trippers? Or is this megalomaniacs? Or is that a natural generosity of even the humblest human spirit that really wants to be one with the world and announce the world as sacred as one in childhood and in older age desires the world to be. So it's a question, finally, of proclaiming one's desire. And everybody desires everything, I think. Or if not thwarted, everybody desires universal expansion in the heart somewhere, whether personal love or end of pain, end of suffering for oneself and others, for the nations, for the planet itself. And now, as the planet is in great pain and enormous suffering, human and animal and vegetable, it becomes more to the surface of consciousness that that's a winged possibility of the mind to want to proclaim the desire to survive and the desire to be the one to assuage the pain or be part of the dissolution of suffering and pain.
And yet desire is like the cause of karma.
Huh?
And yet desire is the cause of karma.
Well, maybe the very desire to save the world is in itself a grasping bum trip. On the other hand, I don't think so. I think there's some good in that. I think it's, the question is, isn't it what everybody wants, you know, for themselves to do? Well, at one point or other in their lives, didn't everybody touch on that? You know, wanting to be the vehicle of infinite magnanimity and generosity? Or is that just an ego trip? Or is it both? Or is it the healthiest ego trip possible? Or is it, you know, the most vicious? Hitler, we're going to save the world, and my kingdom will last 1,000 years. Who knows?
That's what Burroughs said, there's no limit to the amount of damage an idealist can do.
Yeah. Father, Death Blues. So this is a threnody on the death of my father, a poet, Louis Ginsberg. Hey, Father Death, or maybe could you give me an A? Yeah, I'm there. Hey, Father Death, I'm flying home. Hey, poor man, you're all alone. Hey, old daddy, I know where I'm going. Father Death, don't cry anymore. Mama's there underneath the floor. Brother Death, please mind the store. Old Auntie Death, don't hide your bones. Old Uncle Death, I hear your groans. Oh, Sister Death, how sweet your moans. Oh, children Death, go breathe your breaths. Sobbing breasts will ease your deaths. Pain is gone, tears take the rest. Genius Death, your art is done. Lover Death, your body's gone. Father Death, I'm coming home. Guru Death, your words are true. Teacher Death, I do thank you for inspiring me to sing this blues. Buddha Death, I wake with you. Dharma Death, your mind is new. Sangha Death, we'll work it through. Suffering is what was born. Ignorance made me forlorn. Tearful truths I cannot scorn. Father Breath, once more farewell. Birth you gave was no thing ill. My heart is still, as time will tell. Guru Death, your words are true. Teacher Death, I do thank you for inspiring me to sing this blues. Father Breath, once more farewell. Birth you gave was no thing ill. My heart is still, as time will tell.
Do you still have the desire to speak for, or did you ever really?
Speak for someone?
Yeah, speak for.
No, I never got into that trap. You can only speak for your own selves. I mean, you can only speak for yourself. If you look in your heart and speak what you really think, then naturally you'll be vocalizing what a lot of other people think, because we all have the same basic knowledge and the same basic heart direction. So it's a question of speaking strictly for yourself as a lonely fucker, as a lonely eccentric. And since everybody else is a lonely eccentric, then naturally you're speaking for all the lonely eccentrics, which is 99% of the population of the world. But you can't do it by designing to speak for others, even groups of hippies or beatniks or Jews or Buddhists. You can only do it by singling out what was your real thought that you just thought a minute ago and putting it down. So I never did really get more than maybe my left leg into that trap. It's quicksand. This is a no smoking non-commercial called Put Down Your Cigarette Rag. Start this, we're doing it. Boom, 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 don't smoke, 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 don't smoke. It's a $9 million capitalist joke. Don't smoke, don't smoke. Smoking makes you cough. You can't sing straight. You gargle on saliva and you vomit on your plate. Don't smoke, don't smoke, 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 don't smoke, don't smoke, dope, 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 the official dope, don't smoke the official dope, 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 don't smoke the official dope, 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 dope. You smoke in bed, you'll smoke on the hill, you'll smoke till you're dead, you smoke in hell, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't, 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 don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, dope, 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 dope. You puff your fag, you suck your butt, you choke and gag, teeth full of crud, smoke, 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 dope, 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 smoke their dope. Pay your half-buck for deathly pack. Trust your bad luck and smoke in the sack. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't, 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 don't. Nicotine, 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 nicotine. It's too obscene. No, 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 don't smoke their dope, 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 dope. That nicotine is too obscene. Don't smoke their dope, 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 dope. 275 million in greens, what Madison Avenue gets to advertise nicotine and hook you radical brats. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't, 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 don't. Hoax, 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 hoax. Hoax, 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 dope, 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 dope. Black magic pushes dope. Sexy chicks in cars. America loses hope and smokes and drinks in bars. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't, 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 choke, 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 don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. Don't smoke, 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 no, 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 the official dope, that nicotine, it's too obscene, no, 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 don't smoke. 9 billion bucks a year, Southern industry by Senator Joe Fear, who runs the CIA. Dope smokes, dope smokes, dope smokes, smoke, 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 and dagger, cloak and dagger. Where there's smoke, there's fire, cloak and dagger. Smoke, 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 dope, 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 dope. Keep the government going with your dope, 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 dope. Dope, 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 if you will get in bed and give your girlfriend head, then you won't want a fag or evermore a drag. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, I'm calling on money. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, 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 that dope, 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 dope. 24 hours in bed and give your boyfriend head. Put something in your mouth like skin nut cigarette filth. Suck tit, suck tit, suck tit, suck tit, suck cock, suck cock, suck cock, suck cock, suck clit, suck clit, suck clit, suck clit, suck prick, suck prick, suck prick, suck prick. But don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. Nicotine is too obscene. That nicotine is too obscene. Nope, 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 nope. That cigarette is too obscene. Don't smoke that nicotine. The official dope, 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 dope. Suck cock, suck prick, suck tit, suck click, suck it, but don't smoke shit, no, 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 that nicotine is too obscene. Don't smoke their shit, the official shit, don't smoke it, don't get yourself so hooked like that. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, no, don't, 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 don't. Make believe you're sick, stay in bed and lick your cigarette habit greed. One day's all you need, indeed, indeed, indeed.
indeed, indeed. Smoke weed, smoke weed, smoke weed, smoke weed. Put something green in between. Put something green in between. Smoke weed, smoke weed, smoke weed, smoke weed. But don't smoke dope, the official dope, 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 dope. Nicotine, it's too obscene. Don't smoke the official dope. No, 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 no. Smoke, 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 smoke. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dope, 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 dope. Smoke, 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 smoke. Don't smoke nicotine, the official weed. No, 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 no. Put something green in between. Don't smoke the official dope. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. Dope, 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 dope. Don't smoke. Don't. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, boom, 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 don't smoke there, don't smoke, 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 don't smoke. Don't smoke their official, don't smoke, 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 don't smoke.